Most homes in Japan are modest by American standards. Smaller rooms, fewer closets, less storage overall. And yet, when you step inside, you don't feel boxed in. You feel settled. Your shoulders drop. Your breathing slows. There's a quiet sense of order that doesn't shout for attention. That calm doesn't come from owning almost nothing. It comes from choosing carefully what stays. Every object has a role. Every surface has room to rest, and nothing is kept out of fear or habit. Aiko, a 71-year-old former calligraphy teacher from Nara, now living with her son in Oregon, once said something that stopped me cold. Americans think clutter is about too much stuff, but clutter is anything that steals your energy. That difference changes everything. In Japanese homes, tidying isn't cosmetic, it's respectful. The home isn't a storage unit, it's a living partner in your life, and when you treat it that way, it changes how you feel inside it. So here's a question worth sitting with. What if one gentle mindset shift, not a purge, not a renovation, could change how your home feels every single day? Not by throwing your life away, but by learning a few quiet habits that have guided peaceful homes for generations. And before we go further, pause for a moment. If this way of thinking already resonates with you, comment below and tell me what part spoke to you. Those comments shape what we create next here at Senior Decluttering Diaries. And if you want more thoughtful, senior-centered guidance like this, subscribe to Senior Decluttering Diaries. This space is for people who want calm, not chaos. Meet Aiko. Aiko is 71. She spent most of her life teaching calligraphy. Hands steady, movements deliberate, patience built into her bones. She grew up in a small home where space was limited, but attention was not. After her husband passed, her son invited her to live with his family in Oregon. She arrived with 2 suitcases, not because she had little, but because she knew what mattered. Inside those cases were a ceramic teacup, 4 photo albums, a linen table runner she dyed herself decades ago, and something far more valuable. Habits rooted in respect. Her son had prepared a full guest room, large dresser, deep closets, shelves ready to be filled. Within a month, Aiko quietly removed half the furniture. One morning, she slid open the closet and said gently, "This room is generous, but it's talking too loudly." She didn't lecture, she didn't reorganize the whole house. She moved slowly, one drawer, one surface, one choice at a time. And something unexpected happened. The house felt easier. Conversations softened. Even tense moments passed more quickly. Aiko didn't declutter things. She decluttered pressure. If this reminds you of something you felt but never put into words, share that in the comments below. You're not the only one. Habit 1. Empty space is a gift. One afternoon, Aiko noticed a narrow shelf near the living room window. It held candles, souvenirs, and artificial flowers. Perfectly normal. While the house was quiet, she cleared the shelf, wiped it clean, left it empty. Later, her daughter-in-law asked, "Are you putting something there?" Aiko smiled. "No, it's already full." Full of what? Stillness. In Japan, this idea is called ma, the space between things. Not absence, pause. We're taught to fill empty spots. Blank walls feel unfinished. Clear shelves feel wasteful. But empty space gives the eye and the nervous system a place to rest. For seniors especially, empty space reduces mental noise. It lowers fatigue. It makes rooms feel kinder. Try this. Choose one small surface today. Clear it, clean it, leave it empty. Then tomorrow, notice how it feels. And when you do, come back and comment what you noticed. Those observations matter more than any organizing rule. Habit 2. Let go with respect, not force. Aiko never rushed. She never tossed things angrily into bags. When she released something, she held it, remembered what it gave her, then said a quiet thank you. Once, her daughter-in-law watched her fold an old scarf, frayed, unused, but meaningful. "Isn't that hard to give away?" she asked. Aiko nodded. "That's why I let it go gently." This practice isn't about minimalism, it's about closure. Keeping things out of guilt doesn't preserve the memory, it traps it. If you've ever struggled with guilt while decluttering, comment below with one item that's been hard to release. You'll find understanding here. Habit 3. Think vertically, not deeply. In her dresser, clothes were stacked in heavy piles. To reach one item, she had to disturb 5 others. So, Aiko folded her clothes small and stood them upright, side by side. Suddenly, everything was visible, nothing buried, nothing forgotten. This simple shift reduces bending, digging, and frustration, especially important as we age. Pick one drawer today, just one. Stand things upright, then notice how much calmer it feels. And if that small change surprised you, tell us in the comments. Habit 4. One in, one out. Aiko lived by balance. When something new entered the home, something else quietly left. Not as punishment, as awareness. This rule didn't restrict her, it made her thoughtful. Most of the time, she realized she didn't need the new thing at all. If you're tired of clutter creeping back, this habit alone can change everything. Habit 5. Objects speak. Listen. Some things don't break, they just finish. A chipped mug, a faded frame, an object that once mattered but now feels like background noise. Aiko would ask one question: does this still bring life into the room? If not, she let it go. Walk through your home today. Let your eyes land naturally. Pick one item. Ask the question. And if something is ready to rest, that's not failure, that's honesty. Habit 6. 5-minute daily tidying. Every morning, Aiko chose one surface, wiped it, straightened it, that was it. Not cleaning, caring. This stopped clutter before it started. More importantly, it grounded her day. 5 minutes, one surface. If you try this tomorrow, come back and comment 5 minutes below so others know they're not alone. Habit 7. Let the seasons move your home. Aiko rotated items with the seasons, lighter fabrics in summer, warmer textures in winter. Nothing dramatic. This kept her home alive, not frozen in time. Look around. What belongs to a past season? What could rest until later? Habit 8. Declutter by category, not room. Rooms overwhelm, categories clarify. Clothes first, then books, then paper. Sentimental items last. One type of decision at a time. If you felt stuck before, this shift can unlock momentum. Habit 9. Display only what you love. Aiko created one quiet display space, one object, one moment of meaning. When everything is displayed, nothing shines. Choose one small spot, place one meaningful item, let it breathe. Habit 10. Decluttering is self-respect. For Aiko, decluttering was never a chore, it was dignity. A way of saying, I deserve a home that supports me. And that's the heart of it. If you've stayed this far, you're not here to organize, you're here to feel better in your own space. So let me ask you this, which habit are you going to try first? Comment below and tell us. Your answer may help someone else begin. And if you want more stories, guidance, and calm support made for this season of life, subscribe to Senior Decluttering Diaries. This channel is built for thoughtful change, not pressure. One drawer, one object, one quiet decision. That's how peace starts.